Sweet. All right, we're recording in 3,
2, 1. We're rolling. You're not gonna join at all.
Well, I didn't know what we were doing.
A podcast,
Dude,
obviously.
Well, I knew we were doing a podcast. But I didn't know that. Man, you didn't do no test runs. You didn't heads up. You just
I did a lot of
shit.
test runs. We've been setting up for about half an hour.
Well, yeah,
So-
but you didn't do that ever before.
Yeah, you also got to hold the mic closer.
You need it closer?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Yeah.
What about?
It's going to be like this the whole time.
You want me to
gotta
kiss
get
it?
used to I mean, yeah, if you kiss it like you did the back of my neck.
Yeah.
No.
Come
All right, welcome back to iMind.
It was
Thank
the side,
you for
to
coming
be real.
here.
This is episode, whatever episode it is. I think it's 16 maybe.
Yeah,
Might be
probably
16.
16.
16,
if you
that's
got
all?
here from Instagram. Dude, you know the lifespan of podcasts? 7 episodes.
Double.
Over
More than double.
Two for double.
That's the lifespan of a podcast?
average
Yeah.
lifespan of a podcast.
Well, I gotta imagine that's like brought down by like 100 podcasts with one episode.
hey,
like
we don't
yours.
need to get into the logistics.
Anyway.
Anyway, welcome back to
Hey, I have
episode.
3 episodes.
Let me get through the intro. This is episode 17. Got here from Instagram. Thank you. Like those photos over there. Subscribe. Like the video. Comment. Hit that notification bell on here. Hop over to TikTok to see some pretty awesome clips. And then also, if you need to listen to Spotify, which I can give you a forewarning, Spotify is going to be very useful in a few days. So hop over there to listen to the videos. And yeah, that's it. So I'm Thad.
This is Ryan and our guest.
Blake.
What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing the ski mask.
Wearing the ski mask. Are you fucking with me? Does everybody do this?
Nobody does it.
Nobody does this
Yeah,
shit?
yeah. You should take that.
Are you serious?
You should take it off. It looks stupid.
Did you tell him? Did you tell him to wear
He
it?
told me everybody
Oh
fucking
my
does this
God.
shit. He told me everybody does this. I was like, I don't want to do this shit.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, I thought I was respecting your traditions as a podcast.
Nobody. We haven't even worn those for a podcast.
Dog, what the fuck? I've been wearing this for like 20 minutes, bro.
The eyebrows are already sweating, man.
Dude, it's on now. I'm not taking it off.
No, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to see Blake's beautiful face, maybe.
I think it'll cook him after a while. But
You'll
we'll
watch
see.
the
Dude,
video.
it's been hot. It's been hot. I
Take it
thought,
off.
no, not at this point.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I'm taking it all the way home.
All right.
All right. All right.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
That's such an open-ended question.
All right.
You gotta,
Well,
like-
I got a question then.
All right,
Why
let's-
are you still here? You're
What?
supposed to have graduated last year. Why are you still here?
Fuck you. I failed one class and it pushed me back a year.
What
Yeah.
class did you fail?
Computer architecture.
Oh wait, so you didn't actually fail capstone? I thought you failed capstone. And
No,
that's why
no,
you
no,
were
no.
back.
I failed a class my first semester last year
and it pushed
because my
everything
teacher
out.
hated me. I literally just got
I've been there.
dicked.
I've been there. So I
I had him for like 3 classes after that semester, and it was like every class. He put me in his like the introduction to class presentation. Like he like called me out
no
in
way.
all those. Yeah, for like the next
Oh
classes
my
I had with
gosh.
him. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So yeah, no, he was a dick.
So
But I failed that one class.
You couldn't take it like over summer.
It
or
wasn't
something?
offered in fall, and it was a prereq for my like other classes I needed to take.
Oh my gosh.
So it pushed me back a full year, and then it would have been just a semester, but capstone's only offered fall and spring.
Yeah.
And I like was gonna apply to like take it out of order
Yeah.
because I could have done like 2 and then 1, but like then I would have been like fucked with like groups and like
Mhm.
I didn't want to do it alone, so I was like, I'll
Yeah.
just. So yeah, I have 4 credits this entire year.
The entire.
I have 4 credits. It's 2 each semester. That's
It's
literally
two
it.
credits a
Two.
That's
semester.
all I'm taking right now. That's why I'm working all the time.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice though.
I mean, it's like it's nice because I don't have a lot to do, and it's like easy. I'm not stressed out because of it, but I have like so much time to kill, and everyone else is busy.
Yeah.
There's no one else in Phoenix. I'm like bored as shit half the time.
Yeah. Can you talk just a little closer to your mic? Like, yeah.
Yep.
Not that. That's too close.
Too
right?
close,
A little closer than that. Yeah, right there. That's perfect.
man. The sweet spot is like really like we're talking millimeters.
It's a small window.
Should I just
Hey,
keep
if-
watching over
if-
here to make
if
sure
you're
I'm
not-
making that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to be kind of hidden our peaks. Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
not used to finding the sweet spot, I kind of fear for your girlfriend a little bit.
Oh, dude, I know where the sweet spot is. I
Don't hit.
I didn't know I had to be that like
No, you're good.
that precise. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I won't have to remind you again. Don't worry. I'm not really worried about it. So,
Well, you let me know if I'm doing it wrong. I would rather
yeah.
have
of course.
everyone know I'm fucking up than to fuck
Of
up
course,
the
yeah.
episode.
Speaking about your female dog, like
My female.
she's kind of a very special female in your life.
She's
right?
a special female in my life. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, what's your? I know you've been kind of thinking about it for a while. Like, what's your like purpose like this year and like the following years? Because like you got a little bit to think about.
You're gonna throw the like distance shit on me? Is that what we're getting at?
Well, I don't know what your plan is, man.
I don't want to marry her. What do you mean? That's my plan.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
I want to marry her.
Yeah,
Okay. I thought you said you don't want to.
No, I want to.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay.
I've got money set aside for a ring.
Let's go.
Thank you, Grandma.
There you go.
That was
hashtag miss you, but thanks for the inheritance. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, that sounds like my grandma has this thing where she gives like money to like a certain amount of money to all of her grandkids when they get a certain age, and so I have that money and I'm saving it for a ring.
Solid.
That's what's up.
So it's not like I was some incredible dude and like had money set aside from my paychecks my whole life. Like I'm not actually like a good dude for that, but I just like got lucky and like I have the money, so I'm gonna keep it for a ring.
Well, I think you figured out your priorities pretty early in life to not blow that on something stupid.
No, absolutely not, dude. I feel so bad about spending money.
Yeah,
It's so hard for me.
Yeah. Well, I think like a lot of guys feel bad about that. Our audience member loves spending money, especially on betting.
Yeah, he has
That's reasonable.
He has a sports betting problem.
I can double that money that you have for that ring from your grandma in about a day.
If that's true, why do you still owe me from when we moved into our apartment?
Oh, got him.
Got him.
That's an 8-month tab on him.
Yeah, that's true.
No comment.
There it is.
Okay, so yeah, what's your plan looking like, right? Like, so you graduate like this upcoming spring, right?
Yep, I
and she's
graduate
still got
spring.
another year.
She's got another year to like for her undergrad, and then she's got to do masters.
Oh, so are you?
Because architecture, you have to do masters, like pretty much no matter what.
So are you going to be moving? To
So she's got like
goes to?
3 years after next year.
So are you going to be moving to wherever she heads out to?
Well, she'll probably stay here because
Okay.
it's like easy and she can like skip a year. Other than that, it's like, I mean, either way, it's going to be distance. She's not going to go back home where I'm going to be. So it's like,
Wait, so are you headed back?
I think I'm going to head back and live with my parents, save money.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I can't make every decision like, around her,
Bye, guest member. We love you.
by guest. But, I'd save a lot of money living at home.
Absolutely, you would.
And I've got a lot of debt. So,
Okay.
to stay in Phoenix, I have been applying to jobs, but it's like, I got to make enough money to offset what I would save.
Rent
like
and
living
debt,
at home.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Payments
So it's
and
like,
stuff.
because
Yeah.
right now I'm working downtown for like $20 an hour, and it's like, I'm saving like $200 a month max.
Oof.
Right now, I'm not even like making money. I'm like losing it. I can't afford like the rate I'm living at right now because I'm like not working full weeks.
Do you think you could get a little bit better job once you have a degree, or what do you think?
Hopefully, I mean, I'm trying to be a software engineer, so I've applied to a bunch of those jobs like recently, and I've gotten denied from like 4 or 5 so far this like past 2 weeks.
Solid.
Dude,
Solid.
it's tough out here, dude. Those coding interviews really dick you.
Yeah.
Wait, so they have you like code stuff in the interview?
Yeah, so like, so far my experience has been you apply, and usually they'll like go through a first round. They either tell you you're interested or not based on your resume, and then after that, if you pass that stage, then they give you a coding interview. So they'll send you like a link to like a website that like if you wanted to study like algorithms and data structures, you'd like go on there and there's a bunch of test problems. So usually those companies have like test exams that you can do, and then most like companies like use that as like their like interview.
Huh.
So they'll just send me a link, like do this exam. Sometimes it's like I have to schedule a time to do it, and it's like they give you like an hour and a half to do like 4 programming problems, and like you have to come up with the algorithm to solve the problem, and like they test it against like 200,000 cases.
Oh my
and then
word.
they give you like a grade on it based on how correct you are.
So it's pretty competitive then.
It's pretty competitive. It's like it's pretty bullshit the way it is because it's not it doesn't make sense for the job.
Yeah.
Like algorithms, data structures, like it's like a cool thing to know, but like it's not relevant to like everything you do in software engineering. So
You're just
like,
going to be copying, pasting, and then editing off of Google.
well, yeah, but
Reality.
they check for plagiarism too, so you like really got to like come up with it on your head.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Dude,
Yeah.
if I had to do that, I'd probably kill myself, man.
It's
Yeah.
not fun, but I've gotten better as my test scores keep going higher. The bullshit part is the practice exam. They'll give you like a practice test right before that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never not gotten 100% on that within like 5 minutes. And then I'll get like a 34% on like the real thing. It's like, man, they like really gave me unrealistic
They get your hopes
expectations.
up and then just
they're-
crush them really hard.
Yeah, exactly. And I think they have like an automated response for like a certain threshold of your test score.
Ooh.
It's like they don't even look at you. Like,
Yeah,
shit.
they don't even
And
want
it's
to
like
spend the
you
time on
immediately you like get it, and it's like, oh yeah, you got a 62, and then you immediately get an email. It's like, yeah, we looked at your test scores. Not it.
Unfortunately,
we're not going. Yeah, exactly.
We're unable to offer you this position.
We're like, oh, we've gone with somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
keep in contact though. It's like, okay.
It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
no.
exactly. So that's not been
rough.
going well so far, but I'm getting better. So
Yeah, that's good.
That
it's
is
good
so
practice.
terrible.
I'm not super concerned about
Practice
it.
runs. Yeah. I mean, you're still benefiting from those like applications.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I could be studying it more, but like honestly, like I've applied to like I'm not looking like remote. I'm not looking location. I'm just applying to literally everything. I'm like I could apply for.
Yeah.
Anything that like I could potentially do. So it's like most of the jobs, like the first one I failed was in San Francisco. I was like, I probably wouldn't even take that job if I wanted to.
Yeah.
If I got
Yeah.
offered, I was like,
That's
fuck
good.
that job.
That's
Yeah.
awesome that you only have 4 credits for an entire year to where you can do that. Like really grind on like job applications, because that's
That's
where
true.
I feel like I'm lacking nowadays. Like
Yeah.
actually applying for stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Part of it is laziness, but the other part of it is other stuff going on. So you're like,
Yeah.
I have this thing right in front of me. It's kind of hard to worry about things way over there. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I have so much fucking free time. It's like unbelievable.
Oh, I'm sure.
That's why it
true.
pisses me off that Grace is so busy.
Yeah. just let us know what's up, and then
Are you boys free that often?
Yeah.
we're free quite a bit actually. Like we
Because
do
like
stuff
I have a
pretty
lot
frequently.
of downtime, and I would like pretty much every day after work.
I think
If it's not Wednesday or maybe Friday, and probably Saturday or Sunday, it's like I got shtick to do.
yeah. I mean,
I'll come through.
yeah. I think we're coming over tomorrow, but that's a bad day.
You're coming over tomorrow?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm coming over tomorrow to work with Adam on our project.
What
but,
time is that?
I don't know.
Probably like 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Tomorrow's my day off, so
I am not
Nice.
doing anything. I'm supposed to be helping them, but I helped them a lot today. So
You did.
yeah, well, you're not even in the group. You're just
No,
kind of like
no.
offering mentoral advice.
well,
yeah.
yeah, that's how it goes.
Because our mentor's trash, but it's whatever, man.
Well, and you have like the shittiest electrical engineer in your group also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to you.
I'm sure you've heard a lot about.
Oh,
that.
I've heard plenty about that. And I'm like, one of my best friends is like the smartest dude I know and a fantastic electrical engineer. So I'm used to a higher standard of minds when it comes to
Talking
that.
to the mic, yeah.
What?
Talking to the mic, not like out here like this. You gotta
Yeah,
like
you
talking
would-
to
Was
him.
I doing all right? Did
Yeah.
I kill it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. See this little.
Yeah, well-
You were talking right here. You see that?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
bitty things.
Yeah, you
See, this is embarrassing because I'm like a music guy, so like I know
get-
all that shit. I'm just like not really paying attention.
Yeah,
No, you're
yeah.
good.
So like I'm
Just
kind
move the
of.
mic with your mouth.
I mean, we haven't.
Well, I can't see the mic or my mouth because of this fucking ski mask. Dude,
Take
it's
it
so
off, man.
disorienting.
I can't really take you seriously. I've been like, kind of, like just giggling. I've just been kind of giggling over here in the corner.
I low-key just kind of get like locked up in your eyes a little bit. If I'm being honest, like,
Why did you give me a clitoris for a mouth? What kind of ski mask is this?
Dude, I don't, they're on Amazon.
Yeah, that ski mask is hard to wear because like it doesn't even. This way. You want that? one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, that thing is like hard.
The problem
to-
is you're taking my video. What if my mom sees this and she makes me like kill myself for the things I admit to you?
No, don't. We're not gonna. Put
Hey,
on
you
blast.
can't kill yourself, dude.
I can't.
No, you
'cause
got a
then you get out.
suicide pact, bro.
Just because 2 other guys is gonna die doesn't mean I don't have.
All right, you got to give us a rundown. Like
Take it
this,
down.
honestly, when
Here,
you told
I'm
me
actually
about
done with
this.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
honestly,
How are
probably
we
most,
looking? Oh my god, that is so nice.
most of our viewers are probably like stopped watching by now. So,
Yeah, honestly,
dude, the first time you told me about this was
I don't remember even telling you about this, to be honest.
you were probably kind of trash.
I can actually see the mic now, so this is like way more helpful.
yeah. But like, I've never heard of this before.
Suicide pact?
Yeah, like, give
Was
us
this
a
on the
rundown.
roof
What
at
is it?
Jocelyn's?
Yes, it was.
Okay,
yeah,
that's the only situation where I feel like I would have told you this.
yeah.
Dude, we were 3 boys, 3 homies that were depressed and like potentially suicidal. But like it's always like you don't value your own life. It's not that you don't value the people like around you, right? And so it's like we made the idea that any of us off it, we all have to off it. So it's like a preventative thing. Like none of us were going to kill ourselves knowing that the other 2 were going to as well. It's like I wouldn't do that to my boys, so I can't do it to me.
So even if
So
you don't,
it's like it's really more of like like it's not a real thing, really.
Yeah.
Like it is because like we
buffer.
would,
Yeah.
but it's like it's more of like it reminds you the value that your life has by like comparing it to the value that you like. You have to think about their like life and their value before you would like think about yours, and it's like more of a perspective thing than like a realistic. I'm gonna kill myself. You guys are gonna kill yourselves. Like it's not like a
Yeah.
like none of us were actually gonna kill ourselves.
Yeah. So even if you don't like care about your life in a specific instant, you still care about like your homies.
It's like,
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of like sideways like get like care for your life because you realize the way you care for theirs and how other
Absolutely.
people, and it gives you
Yeah.
perspective on your own.
Yeah, it's like distributing value.
Exactly.
across the board. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Totally makes sense.
When he first told me that, I was like, "What? What?"
This guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
He's
I was
like,
like,
dude, what
it's
is
like-
wrong with this kid?
I've heard like if you jump off a cliff kind of thing, but this is something different, you know?
If your friend jumped off a cliff, would you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to.
It's like it's sad that it was necessary, but like it truly has saved our lives like more than a few times.
That's great.
pretty
That's good.
So it's good that we're all still here.
Do you still like keep in contact with those boys like consistently?
I called one of them like probably 20 minutes ago when I was walking into. And I called the other one this morning
Oh,
when I was
nice.
anxious at work, and I took a little walk and I called him.
Why don't you call
Talked to him
me,
for a
man?
little bit. I don't have your phone number. We talked about this.
You have
You
my
get
phone
this shit?
number?
You get this shit? Yeah,
wow.
I have your phone number.
Yeah.
We were cuddling in my bed.
Yeah, okay.
He's like, I just want you to know, like, very nice, very genuine.
Mhm.
I will say,
Mhm.
like, hey, you need anything? Like, you got me. Like, call me,
Yeah,
let me
of
know.
course.
I was like, I don't have your fucking number, dog.
That means I have to go through at least one person to get
It's like
to
I
you.
gotta text that. Give me Brian's number, or like, tell Ryan I'm crying.
That goes for me too. I mean, you're definitely a solid guy to keep around. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really do.
yeah.
Did you like my cuddles?
I did. It was very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't like really cuddling. We were
No.
just kind of like in the same bed next to each other. But like, I enjoyed your presence.
We had a really good talk that night.
We did have good talks.
Yeah.
Can I get this straight? Just for my own mental sanity, did I
Yeah.
come in, lay down with you guys, leave, and then come back to get Ryan, or did I?
Yes, you came back.
I came back. Okay.
I don't remember him coming back.
Oh no, you
I-
never did.
I remember you laying down.
I had to come
in
back
between
to-
us.
I had to come back to get you, so I know I was there, and then I laid down for a second.
You laid down in
I
between
remember
us.
that,
Yeah.
and
I remember that.
I thought that I went there initially, also.
I think you left at one point because Jory came out of the bathroom,
Yeah.
and then you were like, "Oh, gotta take care of this situation."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I don't remember Thad.
and then you stayed out there for a while. Then you're like, "Hey, she's
Oh.
got work at like 7."
Dude, I
Oh
was,
yeah. Then you did come in, but
Yeah.
you didn't lay down again.
Yeah.
I was guarding the sink.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did say like, "Oh yeah, she's got to work early." Like, woo. And then I was like, "Oh, we gotta leave."
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
time to go.
Speaking
remember
about
that.
like the bedroom and cuddling, I've heard you're supposed to say a specific noise the first time you do the deed.
You're supposed to say a
No,
specific.
you are.
You are.
Not us. You have.
Oh shit! Who told you about that? The bingo? Someone told you about bingo?
Yeah. So can you walk us through the first night? Can like what sound do you have to make?
So, when I lose my virginity, and I peak orgasm, and you
Okay.
bust,
Yeah,
I have to
thanks for
like
that.
exclaim.
Yeah, because I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
So jizz goes flying everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
Potentially, it remains
My dad's
encased
gonna
within
say
whatever.
This is disgusting.
Just for that, I was gonna go in depth more.
Yeah.
The point is, when this happens,
Yeah.
I gotta exclaim bingo.
How loud?
Like I gotta scream that shit.
Yeah.
Like bingo.
Can you
like-
do it? Like hold the mic here, and do it.
give
You want me to do it?
Give us a good
Give us a
bingo.
test
Like
run.
yeah, test run.
Oh.
We have to get you prepared.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Like hopefully it'd be happier than that. Like that was pretty like kind of angry,
Yeah,
but
it sounded mad, man.
it's like I can't believe
You can
it. That was
finally-
like me like man 14 seconds in I can't believe it was this short. That's why I was angry there. I was envisioning it was shorter than I imagined.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Is that the same boys that you made the other pact with?
One of them was
Yeah.
Okay.
so the way this happened, you know the what are the odds? You played what are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
Right. So that's how that became.
No, okay.
Right. So my friend,
Play on
one
words
of the
became.
dudes that we have the pact with, not the other one, and then my friend Riley. We I
you
saw you
okay?
checking
You
that shit. So we were together, me and my boy and Riley, and we got Riley on What Are the Odds to do this exact thing.
Okay.
I got him first. It was 1 and 2, so
Did he-
it's
has he
like if
done
you
it
don't
yet?
get it, what?
Has he done it yet?
I think he did it. I think he's done it by
Did
this
he
point.
actually like yell it though?
I don't remember.
You can't
I
remember.
think he
Okay.
did though. I think he did do it. He either forgot or he did it. I don't
But
remember.
he chose 1 and 2 for this.
Yeah. So he asked me. I think
Okay.
I said 1 or 2. 1 and 2. Right. So
Respectable.
it's like if he
You
doesn't get me,
gambling,
he has to
gambling.
do it.
Yeah, you.
That's like my
gambling,
thing. I do 1 and 2
Okay.
because it's funny to like commit to like one of us is doing it,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and hopefully it's not me. But either way, it's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
So it's the only good experience you get because it's kind of like a letdown when nobody gets it, and it's
That's
like
true.
whatever.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I 1 and 2 him. I believe it was either it was one or the two. Who I don't know who asked who, but 1 and 2. I get him on the first one, so he has to do it for sure. And I double up on it because I want him to say it twice, and then I lose.
What do you mean
So-
twice? Like the first 2 times he has it, or like the first time he goes bingo, bingo? Like
Yes. The first time he says it 2 times in a row.
Right.
So it's like, because it's like you almost like you say bingo one time. It's like, did that motherfucker just say bingo? What if he says it twice? He's like, that motherfucker just said bingo.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
no
It's
doubt
like
in the
there's no
mind.
excuse.
Yeah.
So I really went for it on that, and I lost on the second one. So we both just had to say it one
Oh,
time.
okay. And then you got other people after that.
Yeah.
Rope some other people in.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Dude, that's so funny.
I wonder what's gonna go through that whoever that is for you's like brain when you do that.
It's got to be like based on like whether you're like going hard or soft, and like the voice that you do, like
Bingo.
like imagine you just like fucking whisper that shit in her ear, his ear, I mean.
Got it.
Did myself like that.
Can't handle these females, right?
No, fuck that, dude.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
Guys, we're gay on camera.
This thing has gotten derailed already. We're like 20 minutes into this.
How many questions you guys have for me?
Oh, we kind of are whipping through them pretty quick.
Are we really? Damn.
A little bit.
Okay, to kind of come back to your pact, right?
Yeah.
You said you guys were all pretty sad. We haven't really had any way to talk about kind of like depressive issues on here.
Sure.
Because like Ryan and I, we don't totally understand it, and we appreciate some understanding.
I
Sure.
think you just don't understand.
I might just not
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You get it?
Big time.
Like you've experienced it, or like you just
100%.
understand it?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I've been
Okay,
there big
word.
time.
Yeah.
Like
So-
I could have used that pact at a certain time in life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But hey, people wouldn't have even come and visited you. Who are you gonna make it with? Yeah. So can you kind of just like break it down for me? Like I want to.
You want like the source of like,
I feel like the source isn't as important.
or
More
do
so,
you
like,
want me to
what you
describe the experience?
Yeah,
Okay.
what you experience.
The experience is tough because you don't always know why, right? I think the biggest thing for me is like, I'm like, so I would describe my like emotional like capabilities as like a lot more like higher highs, lower lows. Like if you just look at it as like a sine wave, like I just got a higher amplitude. So it's like we got the same median, but like my shit gets higher, my shit gets lower, right? I just like emotions are like more potent,
Like
more
a
potent for me.
roller coaster kind of.
Yeah,
deal.
yeah. So it's like, it's not necessarily different than what you experience. It's just stronger, right?
Yeah. I can get that. Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard too though, like when you're actually talking about the depression side of it, because it's like you don't necessarily know why you're sad or why you're not. Usually, like it's more of like you're not feeling anything, right?
It's kind of numb.
Yeah.
It's an emptiness for sure.
You usually start with like sadness,
Yeah.
and then you like want to like not feel anything, so you like try to numb yourself in various ways, and then you just stop feeling entirely.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, why the fuck am I even here?
Yeah. And I kind of equate it to like a vacuum. Like it has this like there's nothing actually there, but it has a very heavily pulling weight to you.
Like gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Like a black hole.
Yeah.
Gravity. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. And so I think the hardest part for me, at least, is like when I'm like down there, like doing bad, it's usually because I don't have a reason. Like I don't know why. Like I don't know if I'm like overreacting to something just because like I feel something more strongly, or if it's like I'm just sad for no reason. But regardless, it's like I don't have a justification for the way I feel. Like I have a really good life. Like I should be happy, like objectively. And so then when you feel bad objectively, or you feel like really bad objectively, it's like, you get mad at yourself and then you feel worse, you know? So it's like, it's hard to like equate it to yourself. It's like, why the fuck am I this way? Like, it makes you mad.
Yeah, kind of like amplifies just based off of nothing, and then you kind of are self-evaluating, and
Yeah.
that amplifies it more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a deadly circle. You get caught trapped in the cyclone.
That sounds terrible, bro.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. Like, for example, the last 3 days for me, big time tough. I didn't eat for like 3 days. Because I was super anxious, and I have no fucking idea why.
Yeah, 'cause you just get in that cycle.
Yeah, it was
That's weird.
it was worse than like usual. Like, it's either like depression or anxiety for me. Like, last 3 days was like anxiety, and it was really weird.
And
Just like,
there's no cause of that.
not that I like, there's potentially a cause, but I don't know why. It's like almost like a choose your own adventure type. Like, you got to figure out the mystery. Like, I don't like, you got to like trace the, like, connect the dots to figure out why
Yeah.
you're feeling the way you feel. I don't fucking know. Literally, I called my mom. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with me, and I just start bawling. My mom on the phone like last night for like an hour.
Jeez.
That's awesome that you have a connection with that with your mom, though.
I've never called my mom before on anything like that before in my life.
Oh,
It was
Super
really
spontaneous.
bad yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I was playing games with my boys, and I was like, I can't do this right now. And I laid on my bed and I called my mom and just cried. It was the
Dang.
first time I ever had to do that.
Jeez. No, that's rough. It means a lot, though.
Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that it was received well, and it wasn't like I was treated like I was psychotic, because I think that's usually like the stipulation for me is I don't want to like talk about that shit to my parents, because they're like, oh, you need therapy or
yeah.
all that stuff. It's like they're pretty accepting, and it worked out pretty well. So
That's
I'm like
awesome.
glad that I
Yeah.
know that I have that like option, which has always been there. But you know, when you
Yeah.
take it, it's a different thing than like when it's just presented.
Yeah,
right, you
big
don't
time.
necessarily want to test the waters with that one, right?
No,
So
yeah.
it's kinda-
Exactly.
kinda
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Because like every time I've experienced anything like that, like anxiety or like, I wouldn't call it depression, just been sad. There's always been a source that I can just be like, yeah, that's the reason I feel like this,
Yeah.
and then I don't have to be like upset about myself, like not being able to figure that out.
Yeah.
So I don't think like I've experienced what you've gone through.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can definitely say that like I've been able to like see the source, but it's like there's not a solution to
Yeah.
like, to be had,
There's
which is just as empty as like not
Yeah, yeah,
seeing
yeah.
like a source.
Well, because
at
if
all.
there's nothing to do, what do you like?
exactly, you're just in it.
You're just in it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually, like in high school, I used to be so good at this shit. Like, I was never stressed. I was never anxious. I was never sad. I could just like, I'd feel something, and I still like felt things like pretty strongly, but it would be like, oh, like you don't need to worry. Like, it's not pertinent to this like current time. Like deal with it when you got to deal with it, and then
Yeah.
just it'd go away. I'd be like, where the fuck did that talent go?
Yeah.
Like, I could use that
Where the-
shit
yeah,
like
where-
now.
where the solution was just tomorrow.
Yeah, for
Not-
real. It's
yeah.
like, what happened to that?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's weird that it kind of like grew in, like you grew into it.
Yeah, I think honestly, it's probably a lot of like the bullshit you like put yourself through in college that like you didn't do in high school. Like, no nicotine, no drinking, no like anything. Like, just like messing with your brain's like chemistry. I feel like it's
Yeah.
got to have something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on you.
Your
you know?
hormones do a lot for sure.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. You probably are exactly right about that. Like when you start like, because I mean your brain's not fully developed, so you're like 25, right? So
Yeah.
if you start like messing with all that stuff, you can have potential to do some damage.
Yeah.
What did you like? You said like trying to numb yourself with, if you're comfortable saying. For me, when I was like numbing myself in my time, it was like the gym, and then I just wouldn't talk to anybody and just work on my truck. That was at least it was a positive.
It would
thing,
work on
which
your
was-
truck.
Yeah, just work on my truck.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, those were like the two things I did. Didn't talk to anybody. Like, just worked. I just like worked on myself and just grinded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in high school, like I said, I never like really like experienced that too much, but like the things I would do would be like skate or play guitar. So like it was always either music or like skateboarding would be my escape. And then once I like really got to experience like where that like went south, those things became like just more of a catharsis than like a hobby. And so like I go skate if I was pissed off, and I would like skate until like I couldn't fucking walk. Like I'd be hurt as shit. It was like almost like a masochist type of like deal. Like it's like you feel that physical pain and like distracts you from the emotional pain.
Yeah, at
And
least
something
it's
you can
something.
like at least you can like point a cause to. You can like
Yeah.
it makes sense. And so then that's like kind of like relieving.
Absolutely.
So like that was like a big thing for me. But then like I don't know, as you like grow up, like college, like a huge thing for me last year was like smoking. Like I'd have a cigar probably like every night. Like I would get Black and Milds from the gas station. I'd have like 12 Trulies every day.
Oof.
Yeah, like it was tough. I was like getting a pack of Trulies every day. I was getting Black and Milds, and I was like getting drunk, and I was smoking until like, because I couldn't sleep.
Yeah,
I couldn't sleep at all. So I would just have a Black and Mild at like 2 a.m. with my headphones on, just sitting on the porch, just like.
Yeah.
So it's like you try to escape in like the worst ways.
Yeah, that's rough,
dude. And it doesn't just, like how he said, it doesn't just affect your day life. Like it definitely big time affects like your nightlife. Like you don't sleep at all. You have the worst nightmares.
Well, that probably just makes it worse.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
You don't like, it's like, I don't want to be awake right now, but also like I'm still haunted in my sleep all the time.
Dude, the amount of times that like waking up for like an 8 or 10 a.m. class was just like almost impossible for me was ridiculous, because it's like that's not an early time, but it's like if you don't fucking sleep, like even then I was talking to my mom about like how I couldn't sleep. It was like I literally got like 2 hours of sleep max a day.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Max. Sometimes it'd be like 4 or 6 for the week.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you're up all night. And then that's even worse, because when you can't sleep, then you're just alone with your thoughts and everyone else is asleep. It's like that's like the escape when shit gets lonely, is to like just like pass out. And like when you can't do that, it's like what the fuck are you gonna do?
Yep.
Have you noticed like having people around generally helps, like temporarily at least? Like I mean, like physically, like physically around,
like face to face.
Yeah.
Definitely. It depends on the situation, though. It definitely depends if you're active, like what the relationship with the people are like. Like this type of situation is definitely like good, because it's, if nothing else, it's distracting, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like I don't have the capacity to be sad right now because I have to like keep talking. We're having conversations, so like that interaction is definitely good. It kind of depends. Like sometimes, like if I'm like fucked up and like Adam's like watching something in the living room, I'll walk out and it's like I can lay there and be next to him, and like we're watching the same shit, but it's like I'm still sad.
Yeah, I mean like interaction.
It
like,
depends on the interaction for sure. The
like,
level of it. At a certain point, it's like if you're having at least a conversation, then it's at least distracting, depending on like whether it's like a mental or physical basis.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, because like there can be people around, but you can still kind of be alone.
Yeah,
for sure.
Which is like normally how I feel.
Yeah, jeez, that's rough. Because
that's like a big thing for me.
Yeah,
that's like my biggest fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
If we're getting into it.
Yeah, I've been there too. Like even like my family. Oh shoot, I've been there too. Like my family and I, like the family's pretty tight, and like even though they were around, it was like I felt like I was still taking it on all by myself.
Yeah.
You know, and like the fact that I didn't have that kind of relationship with my parents to like share stuff with them, it just made it worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's
even
like,
though like I know they like would love me and they would try to help me, but like I was never communicative about it at all.
Yeah. Well, and it's different from your parents, because it's like they've got such a different perspective than a friend would have.
Yeah.
It's like they want to care for you and like do the best thing for you, but like a friend, like sometimes you can like talk to a friend, they'll just listen.
Mm-hmm.
But like parents are always going to be worried about you. It's
Yeah.
like the big thing for me about talking to my parents is like I don't want them to like worry about how I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because like they don't deserve to have to worry about. Like they're great, they're saints, like they're perfect. Like I don't want to like burden them with this.
Absolutely.
Which
yeah.
like they would be happy to, but like you don't, like it still affects them.
Yeah.
Like it's still something they have to deal with. So it's like you don't want to do that to them.
Yeah.
They've provided you with so much in life that you don't want to like somehow repay them in like a bad manner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or they got other kids. You're just like
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine. I got it, guys.
Yeah.
I was, the reason I asked that is because something I've noticed as I interact with more people and I'm like around people more often is like I'm kind of less comfortable being alone.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like if I don't have anything going on one night and I'm just like like I have stuff to do, but then I'm like I get done with my stuff and I'm like, well, I don't know what to do now, because
Yeah.
dude, I don't even get done with my stuff and I'm like, why am I alone?
Yeah, why am I alone? This feels weird.
Dude, I think Grace like spoiled me over like break, and then like the first like couple weeks we were out here, because I got to see her like pretty much every day, and now it's like I barely get to see her, and I have so much free time, and I don't have any other like friends in Phoenix, so it's like I'm like I can't be alone. I get so lonely. I get so damn lonely, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, we are around. Like seriously.
Come take a nap on the couch or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said before, like when you asked like if we wanted you to break down like the source or like or what it feels like, do you know the source like now?
The source, like, well, are you talking like in a general sense, or are you talking about like a specific like situation?
Yeah, situation. Yeah.
So like the most recent situation or like past situations, because
Yeah.
obviously like sometimes you figure out the source, but like
Yeah.
you
that's
don't
kinda
necessarily always.
Can I help you a little bit?
Yeah, go
It's
for
like
it.
sometimes you like know what the source is, right? And then
Yeah.
other times you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what can we ask? Like, what the most significant source was? Is that
The most significant?
yeah?
I think the biggest thing for me has probably been the rape. In like the past few years, that's definitely like impacted me the most of anything, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
It's a
like
big
for
deal.
guys, this is a hard topic to cover just because.
Well, it
Like-
feels like it's not real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah,
you say it and it's like really like blown off. Like, aha, funny. Like you got raped. Haha, you probably liked it.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I feel like for guys, it's definitely like. I don't want to say harder for them too, but like that's how society views it as like it's definitely a harder thing for that to happen to guys if it is a female.
Well, because it's different. Because it's not like because if you think of rape and like a brutal thing, it's not always like you have to like physically like oppress the person. Like sometimes they're just like not in like a state to like even like consider, you know. So it's like if you think about it as a guy, if you're thinking them as like they have to be physically subdued, like I was just blackout, you know. Like she didn't have to like strap me down and tie me up in the bed. It's like
Yeah.
I was like not even conscious half the time.
Oh. And I'm guessing those like you said like blackout, like you definitely get like a little bit of like flashbacks, like what happened the night before, later on. Like
There's like specific things that I remember about the like experience. I think probably due to like some sort of like trauma response.
yeah,
But like, so I'll tell you the night before. So we were visiting my friend. So me and the 3 Suicide Pact.
yeah,
The 3 Suicide Pact boys. We were visiting with our friend up in northern Michigan. He went to school up there. So we like drove up, me and the other guy, visited our homie, and we went like bar hopping and like drinking the whole night. Like he was puking on the street. We were like running around peeing on the street, like just like absolute like fucking hammered the whole night. Like,
shenanigans to the max.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Straight menaces.
It's like I was pulling like construction cones from like construction sites and like throwing them on the roofs of sororities, and like I tried to steal a big like frat house like billboard sign. I was like, I'm gonna steal that shit. You guys better run. And then it was like 600 pounds, and so I just like kicked it over and called the like frat boys and like dipped.
Oh my.
Not a super happy thing. And then I was like asking random people like, oh, you got darts? Like you got darts? It's just like I kissed a random dude on the street that night after I'd puked like 3 seconds before. Like it's just like you were fucked, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yep. So then we get back at like 1 a.m. My homie takes the air mattress I was promised, and my sleeping like situation was a hardwood floor.
Oof. Down bad. Down bad.
Jeez.
Absolutely. So find this girl, find her on Tinder, and I was like just like literally asking anybody like if I had like a couch to sleep on. Like I need somewhere to sleep. Like homie's got a twin bed. He's a big dude. I was like, it's not gonna happen. My other guy's
I
got
don't
an
want
air
you pushed up
mattress,
against the
and I wasn't
wall
gonna sleep on the
underneath him.
fucking hardwood floor. Like it wasn't gonna happen. Like you're not gonna sleep. I knew that. So I was like, just give me like a couch. Was
Yeah.
kind of the thing.
Of course, yeah.
The girl picks me up and then does me dirty in the bed. It's
Yeah.
kind of how that went.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's rough.
I woke
So
up at like 6 a.m. and was like, Johnny, I woke up to a text from my friend Johnny. And he was like, let me know if you need to get me, or let me know if you need me to get you.
Yeah,
Immediately. When that text came, I was like, get me right now.
yeah.
And I was like, I gotta go to this girl, and then like ran out of her place, got in the Jeep, and
Did
just
you know
like
what happened when you came back to it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely like had processed what had happened. I just like I don't like know what she looks like. Like I can't like picture her. No idea. I remember her name. I remember that like what happened, and I remember saying no like 800 times.
Oof.
And that's pretty much like all I remember about like what
It
went
was
down.
like no
That's
pass
bad.
out again, wake up, no pass out again kind of thing.
No, it was like yeah.
Just super foggy.
Not good.
Yeah.
No, not good.
Have you ever like? I know you said you don't remember. Was there anything else that like came from that like later on down the road? Like, did you ever like talk to her ever again or anything?
Well, so I got some like peace from it, like after it happened, because that fucked me up, right? That was like tough for me because I was a virgin. Like I was planning on like having sex with my wife for the first time. Like
Yeah.
it was never like that was never going to be a thing.
Never got to say bingo.
No, exactly.
I was waiting.
I love how we alluded
Let
that
the
like it was a
homies
future thing, and then like I just totally fucking blew the lid off
I
that.
was waiting to say it, but
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I forgot. And it was obviously I wasn't in the capacity, and then after that point, I didn't really care.
yeah. Well,
So
I mean, it's
I-
kind of hard to because it's like damaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Regardless, it's like that was like a big thing for me. Like especially as a Christian, it's like that's like something you uphold. Like you grow up like learning to like keep that like as part of you, right? And so then like because of that, I definitely like made mistakes down the line because I felt like that was taken from me, and then like everything like at that point for me, like that was like one of the only things I had left that like I could look at and be like, okay, like I'm still a good person.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I'm
one
still
of
a
the
good
things you
Christian.
can
Like I'm
offer.
still holding my faith strong. Like this is the thing that I can like hold and look at
Yeah.
and remind myself that I'm still good.
Yeah.
And then once
Yeah.
that was gone, I was like,
That's
like,
where
fuck my life.
That's where it kind of stemmed from right there.
yeah. And so then immediately after that, I was just like, I'm gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, my life's already fucked up, so why not like enjoy it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I did that like one time and just like fucked up, and then like, cried in the shower the whole next day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then was like, yeah, that's it for me.
So, have you learned the second part of that lesson yet? Where like that's not really the foundation of Christianity at all.
Where that like not having sex is the foundation
Well,
of
like
Christianity.
where like it's not actually about your power to like do right. It's actually
Well,
just about
yeah.
forgiveness.
Well, I mean, the power
I do
is not
understand.
supposed to come for you. It's supposed to come God.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like it's like you're not supposed to do like works out of your own like ability. It's like you're supposed to lean on God, and He's going to like give you the power to do what He wants you to do.
Right, but also you being a good person is based off of you being.
Well, I mean,
forgiven.
none of us are good people
And
if you look at it,
covered.
right?
Yeah.
Like we're all fucking
Yeah,
terrible
exactly.
sinners
Yeah.
that are undeserving, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So like, there's no way to earn God's like,
yeah,
because we're all shitty.
exactly.
We all
That's what
suck,
I'm
and we all
saying.
deserve like hell and damnation forever.
Right. So you holding on to this idea, not to say that it wasn't of worth and it wasn't like a good idea.
Yeah,
but-
it's definitely valid.
I
It's
mean,
definitely
it's
valid.
definitely not placed within like judgment.
yeah.
It's just kind
I
of
know.
something I feel like you do as like a Christian. Like it's like a human
Yeah.
nature thing to like want to hold on to something to recognize that you still have value.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally get what you're saying, and it totally makes sense. I don't think you're wrong for thinking that. I would just.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm wrong for thinking that, but I think it makes sense that I thought it. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make sense. It's logical.
Yeah.
That's how humans think.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's why a lot of like. That's why all religion has this idea that if you are a good person, you will achieve some sort of higher being, right?
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
single religion has that, and that's just because that's how humans think. They
Yeah.
think it's about like, it's what I can do, you know?
Well, and it's absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's what you can do through like the support and.
Well, if you're a Christian, that's what you believe, right?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the only thing to believe, right? Everything
yeah.
else is.
Everything else doesn't matter.
So then,
No.
like, right outside of like God, right? Then where do you find your sense of self worth if you, like, if that's been such a like damaging point of your life?
It's been really tough since then. It's it's really kind of fractured, like, because like growing up in high school, I went to a lot of youth group. I went to a lot of like church stuff. I went on a lot of mission trips. Like I played in the worship band. Like I did all these different things, and like God really was like my main focus for a good while. Like I did really well about like actually serving and like living the way I would like to, and worshiping and like doing the things that I wanted to do, that like using that as a way to like bring the kingdom. And like through that, you kind of like you think that your worth is like tied to that a little bit. And so then when you get out of that, it's like what happened to like my value?
Right. Do you when would you see you kind of like stepped away? Because I definitely stepped away at some point, probably like halfway through high school.
Yeah.
Started at least withdrawing, not like a full step away, but like
Yeah.
when would you say that
I
happened?
think I always like look back on like my college self, like, and getting back to what Ryan was saying, this is like I was definitely like a better person in the past. Like I've definitely grown and changed and like made a lot of good like growth, but like objectively, I feel like I was a better person in high school. because like I live by these rules. I had strict standards, like, and I followed them. And I feel like probably like my discipline and self-control is definitely like wavered. And I think the biggest change for me was like college, is getting here, and like that's when all the mistakes started happening. You know,
I got follow up. Do you have?
Yeah, but do you not think that you're a better person now just because that you've been able to learn certain lessons through those experiences?
I don't think I'm a better person, but I think I have a capacity to be a better person.
That's
I have the knowledge to like be better than I was before, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I am like actively living on those decisions, that knowledge.
Extremely well said. Very insightful.
Thank you.
Yeah. My follow up was kind of to bring it back to the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
So you said like you noticed that like after high school you started struggling with like kind of anxiety, depression, all that stuff.
Yep.
Do you kind of look at it as a coincidence that it's around the same time that you started kind of withdrawing a little bit?
Probably not. See, I haven't really thought about this, to be honest. So this is kind of a new thing to think about.
That's okay. That's what I do. It's fine.
I've never tied like the anxiety thing to my relationship with God, because I always feel like my relationship has been pretty good. Like regardless of like obviously I go to church less. I haven't gone on a mission trip in years. Like I'm not like necessarily as tied in like that community. But I think I've definitely like progressed in like my ability to bring the kingdom in like my daily life. So I think like that relationship has remained strong, and I've always been good about like being in prayer like all the time. That's something that like I do all the time. Like so I've never like felt like I've tied that like
tied it to that.
Yeah. I think it usually gets tied to, I think like the first thing for me was just like the distance of being from home. I remember freshman year I used to type in my address in maps and see it's like 32 hours away from home and just like cry.
Oh man.
And I think that's just like that's just a natural thing of going away from home. I feel like to some extent you're gonna miss your home, and like you're gonna have soft spots for it. Like it was nothing like crazy.
Yeah.
But then I think what really got into it was like alcohol for the first part.
You don't know how to control substances.
No, exactly. I mean, the first time I drank, I blacked out.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of
people's
people's
story. And puked and just like was like, I'm not gonna drink for like 3 months. Didn't drink for 3 months and became an alcoholic. All my friends left, and I drank every day for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
And then I was like fucked up for real.
Yeah.
You know?
Get into a hole. Yeah.
And then what really got bad was sophomore year when women get involved.
Yeah, dude.
And then it's like you have no recovery.
Well, yeah, I mean, people have a unique power to like affect people in an extremely positive way and an extremely negative way.
Ugh.
So
see, and the problem is I just like put people on a pedestal, not necessarily in the way I treat them, but in the like influence I allow them to have on my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you do have to be careful with that. I mean, you're a very caring person, so it's probably easier for you to do that. Than
it's really tough because it's like it's hard to like. It's like that doorway, how big it is like two ways. It's like you can only give as much as you allow them to influence. And so like naturally I want to give as much as I can. And I think that's probably like more than like naturally like people would. And so because of that, that same person has the same stake that I'm willing to give, but usually that person doesn't even have the capacity to give what I can.
Yeah.
So it's like you're almost always like you're judging at a deficit. Like it's like you're never going to receive what you give, regardless of like anything. And so it's like
I think I feel like that just means you need to have people in your life that can or have the capability of going the reverse side, like going back through that doorway that you said.
Well, and I don't necessarily see it as like a flaw of the people that I'm around. I think it's more of I think that's a gift I've recognized that God has given me, is my capacity for empathy and like to love other people and to like really like express that care. It's just like it's a double-edged sword, right? It's like you it's hard to like impact people in that way without feeling impacted in that way, or the lack of.
Yeah, right? I'm glad that you realize that side of it for sure. I mean, like
that's his story, like 101.
Yeah,
so he relates with that big time.
Very similar. Like, I think part of growing up is kind of realizing that like you can't expect people to pour the same amount that you pour into them.
Absolutely not. Well, I mean that's like the story of Jesus, right? It's like
just give.
Ask nothing in return. Like you ask the poor and like the hopeless, like you invite them in. Like you don't invite your friends. Like you bring the people that like have nothing else.
Like who needs help? we'll help you, and then you kind of rely on God to take care of you.
Absolutely.
But also, I think it's super, super vital to have people in your life that can pour into you.
Of course. I mean,
Well,
even
yeah.
Jesus had his
For
12.
sure.
Yeah, people around him. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I just have yet to meet somebody that has the capacity for empathy that I do.
Yeah.
He might be there with you because
You think so?
Well, I
See, that's interesting to me because I feel like you're not like a super like overly emotional person.
I bury it pretty well.
yeah, he
Do
bears
you?
it. Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
good front for it. Definitely.
I definitely have a good front.
Okay.
I'm very empathetic and like I care a lot about people.
Sure.
Even that
but-
people similar to you, probably people that like you essentially, not that you don't care about them, but like that you don't have a certain weight with them. You know what I mean? Like he'll still pour into someone that like he doesn't know.
No, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like the story of Jesus, right? It's
Yeah. See, I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. If you're not one of those people in my really tight circle, I have a hard like I'll definitely like go out of my way to like try to help you, but as soon as like you don't show like a personal want for something,
Give me results.
no, but like, you know what I'm saying?
like you want that back.
Not that I want it back. It's just like I want for them to be able to act upon. If I'm going to pour into you, I want you to be able to receive it. Good. Like say it might happen to them later on in life, but like I want you to be able to actually like do something with what I'm pouring into you with.
But also, you want to see it too.
No.
Kind of.
Yeah, like I like it definitely. I would be more invested in the person if I saw it. Like if they want to act on it right then and there, and they do. Like they start making steps toward that progression.
Yeah.
But granted, I can also see the perspective of, say, I like try investing in someone now. I like pop out of their life, and then like say 10 years down the road, they have a self reflection of like what I poured into them, and then they act on it. Like then I would probably like reach out to them again, like just naturally. Yeah.
Still beneficial.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like hinging on that like
Yeah, I'm definitely not an empathetic person by any means. Yeah.
well, and like I don't know, I've been reading through Luke lately, and like one of the things that like sticks out to me is like God talks about, well, I guess Jesus, he talks about like don't like even sinners like care for and love the people that they love.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole like calling is like not to just love people, but to love people that like don't love you back, that
Exactly.
actively don't like. So it's really about that like anti-reciprocation like relationship is where
Right.
like true love exists because it's that sacrifice.
Sacrifice, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's like, what book was it that it said like you will know his followers by the way they love one another?
Yeah.
Like that's what that's saying, you know?
See, and I think like even like rounding back to a ton of questions back, like when you're talking about like if I felt like going to college like and me being like more anxious and sad was like dependent on like my faith. I think even since like then, like I've grown more and more into like my identity of like loving people, and I've like worked that into like
Of course. Yeah.
so like that like ideology has become more and more like a staple of like I feel like who
Right.
I am on a daily basis.
Yeah, just an aside, like for my viewers out there, and for Blake too. But like that's actually one of like the first things that I picked up about you was just like your love for other people.
I appreciate that. It makes me feel really good because
Yeah.
not a lot of people will acknowledge that, and I do need affirmation sometimes. So I appreciate that.
I was like, this guy actually cares about people,
Yep.
and like even like because like the first couple times I was hanging around you were hanging around Grace too, and like I was even kind of just watching you interact with her, and I was like, this guy like actually is genuinely taking care of her, and I don't observe that a lot in a lot of relationships.
Dude, that makes me so happy. You
Yeah.
have no idea how much that like positively impacts me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely apparent that like you love, like regardless of like what scenario, and like you like the depth of the word love, at least in my opinion, like that word holds a lot of weight and power in it. Like you genuinely like love people, like across the board. And like that was like my first, like when we were on the roof, like
Yeah.
you were, when we were like, you know, just chopping it up, like you had absolutely no barrier when it comes to like anything you've experienced in life or like how you're feeling, and like wanting to like pour into other people through those experiences, like whether you intentionally wanted to pour into people through those experiences, like it showed regardless. So it's more of like a character, like it shows that it's a characteristic trait of you, definitely.
Yeah. It was comforting to notice because I was like, okay, well, this guy, he's a good guy. Like we need to keep me around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Man.
that's like from our point of view, right? Like for him especially, like he sees, like he's experienced like that like empty side of it of constantly pouring into people. Like when he meets somebody that like pours into people in a similar manner, instantaneously, like we are like, that is a good person, that is somebody like we want in our community, that is someone that we want around us. You know,
of course.
like that's why like you may like say like, oh, I've been a better person in the past, but like where you're at right now, like just as much as we've experienced life, like we see like, oh, you're a solid person. Like,
yeah, I mean, everybody's got their stuff they're working through.
absolutely.
But like,
Absolutely.
regardless of where you're at, we definitely appreciate you. So,
Oh, 100%.
Man, I love
to
the
max.
boys.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I
Yeah.
mean, it really does mean a lot to me to like hear that thing.
Yeah.
I don't like often hear that. Every once in a while when Adam's drunk, he'll tell me like I'm smart or like
Yeah.
that I love him, and then I'm like, you do care.
Every night then, right? Every night.
Yeah, for Adam it is.
Just because he's drunk doesn't mean that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's just it's only gonna happen when he's drunk.
It's kind of fun. To me, it's kind of funny because he'll tip one way or the other. Like halfway through the night, you'll be watching him, and he's either like, "Don't touch me, get off of me," or he's like, "Man, I love all you guys.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
are all the best."
Yeah. I mean, like we've showed love. Like
yeah.
we even went and bought a young Asian person or from Asia, Kumar. He's helped us
Yeah.
out quite a bit. Kumar, you know, he's holding over there holding the camera. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Kumar like is solid. He, you know, we give him, we should probably show some more love. Sometimes give him some more rice, but like,
Dude, rice is expensive, man.
yeah, he
We got to keep his bill under the tripod bill.
yeah, he kills it though. Shout out Kumar.
No, seriously.
Get some steady hands.
Yeah, very steady hand. I go and dab every time I get up. I just go and dab him up and like whisper in his ear that he's doing a good job. Like that's really the only reason I'm getting up.
Yeah.
But it seems like you've gone through some like pretty crazy stuff in life. You know, I have a crazy question because I've experienced it a little bit. Have you ever experienced like ghosts or like anything you would equate to that?
Yeah, I used to. So like when I talked about how when I grew up, I was like really into the church and a lot of like mission trips, and like I think like you notice the more like that you really devote your life to like living for like the calling that like Jesus has for you, that you kind of like the more Satan wants to like grab you and like try to distract you, because it's like if you're not living for like bringing the kingdom, then like Satan, like you're a waste of time for Satan, right?
No, he's already conquered.
It's
you,
like you're
essentially.
fine. It's like
Yeah.
you're not doing anything for God anyway. So like I think there's a certain extent of like the more you're doing for that like you're kind of like putting yourself at a liability to like kind of like experience like Satan like attacking you, whether that's emotionally, mentally, like whatever. So I think like the peak of my life where that was like actionable was probably when I was like middle school, early high school, like going to like mission trips and stuff, and I definitely had like a lot of like weird experiences with like
what?
well, the first thing I had, I remember we were doing a mission trip like in a neighboring like city, so we drive like half an hour, and then we'd sleep in the church that like we went to in town, and then we drive out to the city and like do like our homeless stuff, and like we'd like have like food for them and like do clothes and like just like sit with them and like connect with them and talk to them. And we drove there every day and we stayed in the church. And I remember one night in the middle of worship, I just like had like a really weird thing, and I was like, I feel like I just like saw some like I didn't know if I saw like a demon or like just like in my head, like, and I was like, it's pretty scary for like, I don't know, I was like what, 14 probably 15 maybe. So I got my friend Hunter and I was like, dude, like get me in the bathroom, like we gotta talk about this shit, like I don't know what's going on with me. And so like we're like talking in the bathroom, and I'm like sitting on the sink just like telling him what's going on. I just like start shaking like violently, like uncontrollably, like I'm just fucking like shaking. I don't know.
What did you see or experience? Like, what was it?
It was like the face of like something that wanted my demise. That's like the best way I can describe it. It was like, obviously it was a long time ago. I drew it one time
You did?
for my friend. Yeah.
I
That's
kind
scary.
of want to see that, but
I don't have a copy of
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
but I just, anyway, I was
You're
like, I was
shaking?
telling my homie about this, like in the bathroom, just like freaking out, and I'm just like violently shaking, and I like can't control myself, and I'm like freaking out, and my homie just starts like praying out loud, just like over and over and over, and like eventually says amen, and I stop and I fall over and I just like start sobbing. And so that was like my first experience.
It's like a violent
It
experience.
was pretty tough.
Yeah.
I don't know how much to attribute to like I don't know if I was 14, was I like seeing things, was I making up, was I just shaking because I got scared? But it was like very real for the moment. And I remember like the next like few weeks, like I would see stuff in my room, like the shadows like moving, and like I was really paranoid. I remember one morning I woke up, I told my parents about this, and I woke up and there was like a demon over my bed, like holding me in my bed, and I was like paralyzed.
So you had like sleep paralysis.
I had like sleep paralysis, but it
Yeah.
felt like there was like I saw like something standing over me. What
Yeah.
I would attribute to like being a demon, just like holding me in my bed.
But you like I've had sleep paralysis. Like you feel it like physically,
Yeah.
like that, like
Like
weight
I was
and power.
awake,
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I've been.
and it
there.
was there, and it was just holding me, and I was like I couldn't breathe, and I was like freaking out for what like felt like hours.
Yeah,
And I told my
Yeah.
parents about it, and they were like wanted me to like get my room like blessed or like whatever. Like I was like,
yeah. Dude,
so I've had a few things like that.
My experience with sleep paralysis, it was actually like this past summer. I was staying in a 1985 Winnebago all by myself.
Oh, man.
It was actually like really cool. But I remember I woke up and I woke up on like my left side.
Yeah.
And I had your eyes are open, like you see everything in the room.
Yeah, it's
And-
like you experience everything, like you're
Yeah,
awake, but
100%.
you just can't move.
And like the way, like at least when I've looked into it, like they explain sleep paralysis is like your dream life and your reality like overlap.
Yeah,
Essentially,
they just
right?
kind of merge.
Yeah. So I was laying over on my left side like this, and I felt like the weight. You know when someone sits on a bed next to you, like you can feel them. Like
You
they,
feel
like,
it shift.
you
like,
feel it shift,
and you're
like
like,
you-
oh damn, like
like-
somebody just like hang
yeah,
out.
yeah, like sat down. I feel like I see like out of the corner of my eye, like as the shadows getting lower, like the weight in the bed getting heavier, like someone's like sitting down on my bed.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
literally
yeah.
like stuck there. My back's
It's like
turned
you can't
toward it.
fucking turn. You
Yeah,
don't know
like
what's
my back was turned toward it, and my eyes are just like, like,
Yeah,
I have,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
my
yeah.
eyes against my skull, like trying to like turn
Yeah, it's
over.
like looking as far as you can, and
Exactly,
it's like hurting.
yeah.
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, and like I tried to turn over, like literally like all of my power. I tried to like turn over, but I couldn't. And like you said, it felt like an eternity. It was probably like 20 seconds, but like
Yeah.
when the next day I woke up and I was like, whoa, like I didn't. That was very interesting.
Yeah.
very very interesting, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like you don't really attribute it to sleep paralysis, though. More like actual warfare.
I would definitely attribute it to spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
And I think,
That's crazy.
well, I think most of the spiritual realm is probably exhibited through physical, like, explanations. Like, there's, like, the same way that, like, the Big Bang, I think, was probably let there be light. Like, the Big Bang probably actually happened. It was just God saying let there be light that, like, constituted that, like, happening.
Yeah.
So I think most things that exist in the spiritual realm probably manifest themselves in an explainable physical way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, like, the
Yeah.
spiritual things that cause those things to happen.
Yeah, just kind of like a lot of
Yeah.
like what are they called? The people that are like the biblical people. What are they called?
Theologians?
Theologians. There it is. Like theologians equate like Moses with the Red Sea. Like it said in the Bible that there was a strong wind come out of the east. I think. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
kind of like how you said like a physical like explanation for what happened, like a super big wind.
Yeah,
coming
so
out
it's
of the
almost
east.
people could like write it off as like, oh well, it wasn't like the power of God because like this thing happened. But it's
Yeah.
like, well, like what do you think made that thing happen?
But
Yeah.
also pretty convenient for it just to be a wind that's blowing some water around.
Yeah, for real. Like, have you ever seen that shit happen before? Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right. I think there's definitely portions of it that we also don't understand.
Well,
I think,
absolutely.
like some things we can definitely like put a physical like event to it.
Yeah.
You're probably totally right about
See,
that.
well, and that's what's questionable is I think there's probably a physical like event for everything, even the things that we can't explain yet. But it's like you would like attribute it to like spiritual things like right now, and then you like discover things like even you thinking about ancient people like, oh, they thought this thing was like spiritual, and it's like, oh, it was just like we know how like warm air and hot and cold air like mix together and make storms, like that kind of thing. It's like that doesn't mean it wasn't spiritual. It just means like we have a greater understanding now of like the physical things that exist because of those spiritual influences.
Right. I mean, that happens in like ancient religion all the time. Like they had like when Columbus came over here, they were like, "Oh, we know that an eclipse is about to happen. We can trick these homies and think that make them think I'm a god."
Yeah.
Like same deal, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. You had those two experiences.
It was like too young for me, dude. There was a good
That's
minute where I was
young.
like afraid to like follow God because I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth it for me.
Well, I think that would make sense for like, you know, the devil to attack like kids because like
Well, you like
gotta
stunt
shift
that.
super malleable.
yeah.
Well, yeah. And it's like I was afraid as like I thought I was gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you think that like they can't like do anything to you because like the Bible talks about like what like spiritually like your follower God like they can't like physically harm you.
But they can influence you definitely.
Exactly. It's like I still couldn't move in my bed and it felt like it was physically like holding me down. So like I'm a 14-year-old
Yeah.
gonna like shit my pants.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, if I
It's like,
can't
all right,
move-
I'm gonna chill out on this like Jesus shit for like a few years.
Yeah.
We're gonna like recoup on
We're
this.
gonna like
Yeah.
come back to it when I'm not afraid.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, that's real. That totally makes sense why you attack kids, for sure. Yeah.
Have you ever had an experience that like you didn't have a physical explanation for though? Because I definitely have.
Like a physical explanation for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
what?
absolutely. This wasn't like, it was spiritual, but not in like a bad sense. Like, I was like invisible. Like straight up, I was invisible for like a night, for like an hour or two.
You gotta explain
What,
this.
what do you mean? Like,
I don't. Dude,
like
I don't,
David Copperfield just like threw a blanket over you and said, "Alakazam," and
Dude,
you were
I was-
gone, or like,
I cannot explain. Okay, I'll tell you the story of it, but like I don't know like it was God, like I was invisible. I don't know why, but like it was like I was. So
Okay, yeah, go.
we're on a mission trip. We're like we went to like we used to like visit like a really poor town like pretty close to us, but it was like a little farther than like the last like old trips that I was talking about earlier. And so we'd stay at this camp, this like campground, and we'd just kind of have it for us. And so I remember one night there was like these basketball fields. Me and my friend Hunter, we just like took our sleeping bags out and like laid them out on the basketball field or on the basketball court. Why am I saying field? That's so stupid. Lay on the
Depending on the country, it might be a field, you know. So you might not.
for basketball.
For maybe I don't know other
That
countries.
would be it's like a soccer field maybe, but like
And a
basketball.
pole with a bucket on it. I don't know.
We laid our shit out on the pitch, right? So we're just like hanging there, like looking at the stars, talking. And this was probably like the peak of like where like my spiritual career was. Like this was like when I realized how powerful faith was. And it was like I had no doubt in my mind ever that like God was going to provide, and I could just like I knew things were going to happen when they happened. Like there was some like weird like foreshadowing shit that I could like do just because of like the faith that I had and like feelings I would get. It was really weird. But we just like laid out, and the first time like the stars were beautiful. Like you could see like the galaxy. Like the first time I ever saw a shooting star, I saw like 14 that night. And we were just hanging out. We were just talking, whatever. And just in the middle of it while we we're like hanging out a few hours in, some people like that we were like obviously there with from our church start like sit in a circle probably like 20 feet from us, just like on the like basketball court, just hanging out there talking. Like we can hear them. Me and Hunter are like what is going on? Like obviously they know we're here,
Right.
and
then what?
they didn't know we were here. I don't know. We talked for a long time. I sneezed like out loud, like very loud, like nothing. We even like got up at one point, like after like probably an hour of them just sitting there talking, and stood around them, and nothing from any of them.
That's so weird.
And it was like it was psycho. Not until I spoke to one of them and made eye contact with them did they like. And we're like, where did you guys come from? We'd be like, we've been here for like an hour. We've been like laying right there, like
Dude, that's trippy.
20 feet from us. Like, well, like it's there's no trees, there's no nothing. Like you can hear people like 100 feet from you when you're like in those conditions. And we were not quiet. Like we weren't like we didn't even know they were coming. Like we didn't like oh shh. It was like there was no reason that they wouldn't. And there's no other explanation other than like I was like invisible. Like
invisible.
I don't know how to explain it. It was really weird at the time.
That's really weird.
It was super weird.
for me, I was helping with this like conference back home,
Yeah,
and my school was attached to like the church that founded it as a Christian school.
sure.
Every summer they do like a big like conference, and they like obviously they pay like a bunch of Christian artists to come up and like they perform and like all kinds. It's like just a big conference, whatever. But I was hanging lights with a buddy of mine in the auditorium, the huge auditorium in the catwalk at like 2-3 a.m. right? And so like as the night went on, like I initially heard this like little bit of like a deep laugh.
Well, I'm getting a thumbnail right now. That's why I got to move the alcohol.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
for the algorithm, you know.
Yeah.
But it literally got like as time went on, the voice got like louder, and it was just a super deep like laugh, like demonic laugh, and we were like the only two dudes in there. And eventually got to the point where I was like, hey dude, like you hearing this at all? Like, and he's like, yeah, I just like trying to ignore it a little bit. Like it was like the most deep demonic laugh I've ever heard in my life. And so like we're in the catwalk, right? Like we're above all the lights. Like it is dark all the way around us, and like it was like happening in like different points around us.
Yeah, and
like,
you could just like feel it like
exactly traveling around and like getting louder. Like it was like almost like it was getting closer a little bit, and it was so spooky, man. Like I'm kind of getting goosebumps a little bit talking about it, but like. It was,
I don't like that at all.
We literally
dude.
called up like the guy who was like heading us up, and we're like, hey dude, like this is happening right now. He's like, yeah, I've been through some sketchy stuff there, so if I were you guys, I'd just dip. We'll just finish it in the morning. And we're like, I've never gotten out of that catwalk faster in my life. You're like hauling butt down the ladder, just, like, flying out of that thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. But like, I think the most creepy thing in the world is an empty church. I don't know why. Maybe because of that experience.
We had similar experiences. It was an empty church besides the like little group in there.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
empty
No,
churches.
I agree. Yeah, empty
like,
churches freak me out.
There's nothing to. There's who's to say that like the demons aren't up in there when like people like the church is inside.
Well,
of the
I mean,
building,
it's
you
almost
know?
like the
Two or
same
three are
thing
not
with
gathered
like.
in his name. Homie's not there, so might as well roll in, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
You know
that's
what
where
I
you
mean?
would want to like make your points of attack, right? If you were like Satan, you want to pull the good things apart. So maybe
Yeah.
you want to like have a little influence in the place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude, it was spooky.
logically makes sense.
it was like
I can see it.
Spooky stuff, man.
Yeah,
And like
that's-
at first I was like, all right, maybe it was just like someone playing a prank on us or whatever, like trying to like justify it anyway. And then we
Yeah,
talked to
yeah.
like Brian, the guy who was like leading us, like heading us up, and he was like, he started telling us stories about like what he's experienced there at the church, and we're like,
It's like, brother, what?
no.
yeah. How about a warning? First?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. Like, why was there no like precedent for like what we would see up there?
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
I think this guy Brian needs to.
He's fumbling the bag.
Yeah, he is. For real. Yeah.
Dude, one of the funniest things about that catwalk though, so my brother Keith, the one who passed away, he did spotlights before I did, way
Mhm.
up there, like I don't even know how long ago, but like he was telling us like you'd use the bathroom up there like you're in the middle of like a Christmas concert and you gotta pee really bad, like just fill up a bottle. Dude, there's still like pee bottles of like
Nice.
straight up of like his
Nice.
like all over, dog.
Keith is just sitting up in the like catwalk, just
Taking
in
a pee.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, that's like
pieces,
the
yeah.
brilliance of him.
No, like
Yeah.
That's his memory is.
Yeah, it's not even like near where you're sitting. Like you like look over like where the ceiling tiles are with insulation, and you see like bottles occasionally. I'm like, dude, why would you do that? At least take it down with you, dog.
Seriously. Yeah. Your brother had no respect.
No, zero
Zero
respect.
No respect for
my
your truck.
goodness. Yeah, no respect for the truck.
For your truck.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, you have some crazy stories, Blake. This is good though.
I could think of a few more.
Yeah. Like a few more of those kind of stories, or just a few more crazy stories.
Just crazy stories.
What's
I mean,
like
we talked about most of the like spiritual warfare things. I feel like
yeah.
Yeah.
I think
mean-
probably that more manifests itself more probably in like depression, anxiety in my life.
Yeah. Maybe that's kind of an in, you know?
Yeah. Definitely
Maybe.
where you're vulnerable for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting to think about.
Yeah.
It's definitely like an easy way to attack people like in today's day and age.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think that's probably like I think the most like efficient, like effective attacks are probably things that like you could justify to things that weren't spiritual, right?
Yeah, yeah. Or like also things that you don't feel like you can necessarily reach out for.
Yeah.
Or things that like
That alienate you, isolate
Yeah.
you, like put you in a box.
yeah, that's heavy. I don't know. Whack.
Dude, what the heck is this? So we make scripts for all of our guests. What is this thing about 4 minutes and 16 minutes?
Oh, dude, those are my scrubs, bro. Why you gotta look at my scrubs?
Oh,
So he knows because we started around
We
4
started
minutes.
at 4 minutes.
ah.
At 16 minutes, Blake said something he wasn't supposed to.
I'm just reading this.
Oh, what did I say?
It said 42 minutes. Big F word.
Oh.
That was a big F word.
I see. You didn't tell me that was part of the rules.
No,
No,
I
no,
didn't
no,
know
no.
until now, and I'm honestly not decided about it. I might leave it in there.
Yeah,
But
no,
the
no.
other thing
People
was-
are allowed to cuss on here. Definitely.
You said the building. Yeah, F word's fine. The other F word. Nah, I don't know yet.
Oh yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I might.
I
might
did
leave it in.
debate that.
I might leave it in. I mean, honestly, this video, if the algorithm does anything right, then it's already gonna get like buried because we've had some pretty heavy discussions. Said the S word, suicide. Said the R word, rape. So both of those things, I'm pretty sure get flagged, and I definitely want to leave those in there because it's part of your story.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about that part,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
No, seriously, Blake,
Love you,
we're
buddy. Love you.
usually not doing anything, so just let us know.
Yeah, come through.
Dude,
Come through.
Let us know like a few days ahead, and we'll plan something. And then,
Yeah.
A few days ahead, dog.
well,
Or
if you
just
let
last
us know
minute,
last
honestly.
minute, like there's like a 50-50 shot. But like if you're like a couple days beforehand, you're like, hey, you guys want to do something? Usually the answer
It's
is
like
yes.
it's pretty much like probably Monday night, Tuesday night,
Monday, Tuesday,
Thursday night, probably. Are those
Thursday.
the 3 days during the week where like I almost guaranteed don't have anything?
Thursdays are usually okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thursdays are good.
Because like the only time I really get to
Tuesdays
see
kinda
Grace are like Monday or Wednesdays,
Yeah.
and then like maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, and then hopefully Sunday if she doesn't have to work.
What's the deal with that? Like Wednesdays, does she just have the day off?
Well, so she has class throughout the week, obviously, and she has like late class, like I want
Our
to say like
schedule
4 to
sucks.
like 6 or something like that,
Yeah.
on like Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
And so like Wednesday she's done at like 11.
Oh,
So
see.
I took
Yeah.
Wednesdays off of work so that I could see her more often.
Yeah, that's good.
And you usually go hike those days because then we have more time.
Cool. Where do you guys hike at? Or wait, maybe we can't actually talk about that. Like you guys climb the hills around here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I want to go. Well, she came out to Cliff Jump when we were out there that day.
Yeah, we went to
You guys
Squirrel.
left early. That was messed up.
We did?
Yeah, we had a great day when you guys left, and we were sad because you guys
When the
left.
storm came?
Yeah,
Dude,
we hit him.
Literally, the storm was like 10 minutes of like absolute.
Dude, I'll tell you what, we rode on a boat with a big fat dude. He crashed it into the rocks, and we all jumped on it on this pontoon. And that's how we got off.
Yeah.
And it was like probably the whole time. The storm was going the whole time we were there.
Yeah.
of course.
So like
Yeah.
until it like faded for you guys, we were like rocking on a boat with a fat dude with like probably 20 other college students.
Oh,
Solid.
my.
Yeah,
Like thinking we were going
we
to
hopped
sink
on
this
a boat
shit.
too
Yeah.
later that day.
Dude,
Yeah.
so yeah, like as soon as the storm was over, it was like gorgeous out. Like the lake was glass. It was like nice cooking you. And this homeboy rolled up, and our boy Kent was like, "Hey, you want a beer?" And the guy picks up his cooler and goes, "I got it all right here, man. Come out." And we all three of us just go dive out to his
Hell yeah.
to
Yeah,
his
yeah.
boat, and he takes us all around the lake.
And he drove us all around.
Yeah, all around the lake, dude. The homie was blasted.
He was
Yeah.
fully sitting. Yeah.
on our way back, like he couldn't even structure a sentence. It was so bad.
Yep.
I remember he was trying to give me the beer. I'm like, man, I'm good. I'm driving. He's like, don't worry, you can follow me home. I'm driving too. And I'm like,
Oh, brother.
I don't know how to respond to that.
I don't want to follow you like switching lanes and shit.
Yeah, dude. On the way back to drop us off, he saw this like flock of birds in the water, and we just see him get the biggest smirk of his
And he
life,
goes to just take them all
and he
out.
just hammers down on the throttle, and he ducks his head, but he's already behind a windshield, so it's like, what's the point of ducking your head?
Yeah.
Don't understand it, but he starts like getting into it, starts leaning forward.
Yeah.
He may have smoked a duck or two, if I'm being honest, because
Yeah.
he got
They
on
were
top of
ducking
him.
under. Yeah.
But he thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah. Also, I cannot lie. I have to pee like criminally bad.
That's okay. We have two options. You can either go, and then we can, when you come back, we can keep talking and then wrap it up in a second, or we can wrap it up before you want to go.
We have a good
No,
amount.
I would like to keep going.
All right. Well, yeah.
Unless you have a reason to cut me
I
off.
don't have a reason. No.
All right, so I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
rock a piss.
That sounds good. We'll just.
I may
we'll
have to
slander
switch
you.
out with him after too.
We'll slander you. Ryan, how's your life, bro? We don't talk very much.
No, yeah. Watch out for Kumar in the corner, man. Opening that door. You don't want to hit him. He's only got one leg.
True.
Yeah.
True.
No, life's going good. Just trying to figure out like jobs,
Yep. True.
like
There's a lot to figure out right now.
a lot to figure out.
I've appreciated doing the pod.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to get back into it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think we can definitely do 2 a week. We should call Josh after this.
Yeah,
See what he wants to do.
yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know about you, but I don't have anything planned Thursday. We had a guest cancel, so we could
We
still
should
roll
definitely
it.
have him on. Let me check my schedule. I could like.
I thought we already did this. Thursday's free still.
Wait a second.
Hey, guys. We definitely appreciate you guys listening. This has been a good episode. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Dana, you especially, all right?
Shout out you.
I know you're a little shy about leaving a comment, but it does kind of help a little bit. So
Yeah,
remember, I can see it, and I know where you live.
that's
So,
true. Yeah,
Did you find any information?
yeah. I could probably get out of it. So
Wait, you have something?
yeah, there's a women's basketball game.
Ah.
Yeah.
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 As long as you're not in there. Honestly, if you have that, then let's not worry about it because we already have 2 in the chamber. So
Yeah, yeah.
make sure you guys tune in on Valentine's Day. We have
Absolutely.
a bonus episode coming your way.
Yeah, actually see my girlfriend for once.
Yeah.
Also, like, I know we've mentioned it before, but if you want us to ask any kind of questions, let us know. Oh, dude, we got to talk about something.
what we
Last
gotta talk
night,
about?
last night,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we gotta tell Blake. Well, Blake said he's done this before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll give a little sneak peek to it when Blake comes back. But
Dude,
that was hilarious.
wild. That
was,
guy
like,
was out of pocket.
so entertaining. The most entertaining thing I've done probably in a week. That and ranch dressing. That's the two things.
Ranch dressing?
The game we played.
Oh.
Yeah, shout out Elise for that one. That's
Yeah,
a dope
big
ass
time.
game. Yeah, you give it, homie.
Yo. So, Blake, he's walking back in the
Hold
door
on,
after.
he's gonna walk back to his
Yeah.
mic, then we'll start talking to him.
So, the other night, right? Or last night, actually, we told you we hopped on Omegle, right?
Yeah.
And so we hooked up like all of our podcast equipment. So,
So it was like crisp and clean.
It was Chris,
Yeah,
clean.
Chris-
Yeah.
All of us had a mic.
yeah.
We hooked it up to the TV, so we were like watching it, and we had
just-
our camera right
And
there.
it was like this setup, and you're just kind of like,
yeah, we were all sitting here, and then like we got so many. Everybody was asking like, "Why you all got mics?" And we're
Yeah.
like,
So, right. So, that has never been on there. Neither have I. And so he was trying to figure
you've never
out.
done Omega before?
No.
No.
And so-
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a middle schooler's dream.
yeah.
That's true.
And so he's trying to
Yeah.
figure out the audio, right? And so if that goes, everyone just keeps skipping him, so doesn't have an opportunity to actually.
It was like I had my laptop like this. I had my laptop like this. Is my face, and everybody kept skipping me, and I was like, Jory, come here. Okay, I grabbed Jory. I was like, they're looking for girls. I just need one of them to stay so I can fix the audio. And I face the camera at her. Literally, the next guy like locks in. And he's like, oh, there's a girl here. And then I'm like, okay, cool, thank you, Jory. And I think
And then skip.
He didn't skip. He was cool. He was a ginger from Australia.
Yep.
But yeah, so he stopped, and then like I was like, okay, can you hear me? He's like, yeah, I can hear you. And then like I was trying to figure out how to output the audio, so I brought out my guitar amp and I plugged the guitar amp into the mixer, thinking that would fix it. Didn't fix it. And then I figured out that I just needed to like disable some speakers on my laptop.
Yeah.
I figured it out, but
Yeah.
literally one of the most entertaining things that I've done. In
Dude,
college.
it's so fun.
It's so fun, dude. So this is another one of our ideas. I think we'll probably do a few bonus episodes of the podcast where
Sure.
we're just on there and interviewing people that come on. But we have another fun idea that might just be like a drinking night where we'll sit like four of our girls on the couch, and then like we'll have like four guys in the back. Okay, so we'll give the girls like two mics. We'll have two mics in the back.
Yeah.
And then we'll wait for them to start getting hit on. And then we'll pop up from the back of the couch and be like, we got your ass.
Like you're fucking caught in 4K, dog.
Caught in 4K, yeah. I think that'd be hilarious.
You were just like the sim police.
Yeah.
You gotta get some cop uniforms and like
This is the
shove them and like try to fucking arrest them. But like y'all are fucking simping way too hard. You can't see these girls. You can't touch these girls.
there. You don't even know where they are. Like, come
You
on,
don't know
bro.
their names.
That-
Like you are drowning.
That's a genuinely great idea. We got to get some police officer uniforms for when we have the girls line up on the couch.
Sim police, baby.
Sim police.
Big time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, you know what the worst part was about that night? We flip it to next, and there's
Wait. Think about what you're gonna say. Okay, go.
we flip it to the next thing, right? And of course, there's a homeboy on there doing his dirty work.
He's like
Yes.
cranking himself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's his computer, and he's been like skipping everything.
And so he just starts taking screenshots.
Yeah. Just like,
Set his wallpaper. Set his
No,
wallpaper.
dude,
set his
even
wallpaper.
worse. Even worse. Thad just starts laughing and is like trying to talk to the guy, and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
three of us are just victim to this guy just
Yeah.
sitting on there.
well, this,
And-
oh, wait,
Did
hold
he?
on. Let me-
Was it just balls and like?
No. I think he was faking it. I didn't actually see anything. I'm
So
the
it was
most-
just like it was his face, or was it
yeah,
just
it was
like?
his
No.
face. He was like
And-
down here. You see
and it was
the
just the
whole
camera
thing.
was
you
like
saw his
shaking,
you
so
saw
you
his
thought
hand
it was
moving.
like
his hand
you
was,
saw his hand moving.
His hand was moving.
Well, the
Down
camera
low.
would be shaking if he was doing it for real. Everybody who's done it knows that.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah. I thought it was a fake, but I thought it would be funny because like they're already moving around me, so I'm like, there's no point in us all trying to reach for the skip button. So I was just looking this guy dead in the eye, and I was like, bro, why you got to do this to us? Come on, bro. Like we're just trying to have a
And so
conversation.
I'm like, we're packed 4 wide on this couch, right? So your shoulders are kind of locked behind each other, right? And I'm trying to get that out of the way so I can skip it. And like Jory is just like, oh my gosh, skip. And I'm trying to reach to this computer, and like the trackpad is obviously on his computer off to the side, so I keep missing it. I'm like trying to find the skip button. Oh,
You gotta
man.
get a, you gotta get like a Bluetooth mouse.
Dude, you guys are.
I have a
yeah.
Bluetooth mouse.
Well,
That's the next edition. Next time I will have a
Yeah.
Bluetooth mouse. We just have it
Dude,
on the couch.
whoever you are, and if you ever watch this, you are foul for that. Like, you looked me dead in the eyes, and I did not like it, man.
It's so funny. I thought it was just funny that you just tried to talk him out of it. Just like, bro.
Did that? So for the guy who asked me of like how I'd feel about you being naked in this room, when we did this, like, you seem like pretty impacted by seeing like a naked man.
Seriously.
I just don't want to see someone doing that.
Because I'm not that weird. I don't really make that many like weird comments. Like honestly, to you, I make the most weird comments to you.
To me?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually kind of weird. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like.
Are you like, do you want to like make out or?
I mean, maybe. Just
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Turn the camera off.
Talk about it later.
Keep it on.
No, keep it
Zoom
on.
in.
You remember when we wrestled? Yeah, we could do that live right now on camera.
Little
But
Roman
anyway,
wrestling.
I don't make that many weird comments after all that. But
I think it's probably because I just do that shit. Like,
yeah, because you were just facing it. But Ryan does the same thing. I still don't reciprocate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of
but-
sad. You're just better than me. I get it.
Anyways, it is kind of funny that you were the one that was all freaked out, and I was just like, bruh.
I just don't want to see that, man. Like, I mean, I wrestled in high school. Like, we showered. But it's like, ain't nobody doing that in the showers. Like,
I'm pretty sure he was faking it.
I would have like probably asked him for like the fireworks display, if you know what I'm talking about. But like, like make it happen right now. Like, I want to
Also-
see it go off.
I think if he wasn't faking it, he would have been skipping a lot faster.
I don't know,
You know,
man.
Well, because he was looking for something that he needs.
Three
to,
dudes.
like, do what he got to do.
3 dudes on a
You
couch.
think Jory was enough?
I don't think so. If we're being honest, she was kind of off to the side, so I don't know.
Did you tell him about the last guy? The last guy we talked to?
The last guy, I didn't tell him about that yet.
Dude, we talked to this guy for like, well, not even, it was a black screen for legit like 30,
Sure,
45
40
minutes. Yeah.
Just a black screen.
As soon as he hopped on, he just started like going in on us.
Yeah.
Like,
Just like roasting
bad.
you or what?
Oh.
Dude,
And
one time a
Jory-
girl said I had a big forehead, and I like kept that for like a week or two. And I kind of hurt.
That's in my heart.
Dude, this guy,
Yeah.
this guy just like, as soon as we hopped on, looked at Jory and was like, dude, you are so disgusting. You're so ugly. Like,
He's
you're
"Oh,
like,
she
Oh,
busted
you did start up bringing that.
Yeah.
Like the one dude just like said Jory was like gross.
yeah,
and
it's like
immediately-
a 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, and then like, Thad was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yo, shut up. You're the one in the friend zone sitting next
Yeah,
to her,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
You can't even get anything. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, whoa.
No, uncalled for.
Because I was like, all right, man. All right, you have a lot to say. Give me some tips how to get out the friend zone, bro. And then he just didn't bring it up again. And I was...
Well, he's never done
I
it.
said,
Yeah,
facts.
yeah.
'Cause
Dude,
it's
but-
impossible.
And
For me
he
to
would
real.
you were just like,
Well,
obviously for like
that's possible.
comedic purposes, he was being like way over the top with like all of his comments. But by the end
You're
of
just
it,
trying way too hard.
yeah, by the end of it, he had kind of like the utmost respect for Jory, like on the DL.
Well, yes. As a little misguided, Jordy really didn't say anything. She just is like, you've met Jordy. She's kind of like a weird like out of place, like an outlier of a person. Like, she doesn't have social media. She's really cool with guys. Like, she interacts with guys pretty well. So like,
Yeah.
she's like a weird person to interact with. So I think that's what happened. He just noticed like, oh,
It
this
was
is
just
weird.
like different than what he expected.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was like, all right, she's like cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of what happened there. And then like he was just like spitting so much out of pocket stuff, and me and Ryan were sitting there listening to him like, you know, there's like bits and pieces of this that's like really good and like makes a lot of sense, and I kind of understand what this guy's saying.
Yeah, like he would say the most out of pocket stuff continually, then he would like kind of drop a truth bomb like a little bit, and you'd be like,
He's just throwing diamonds in the rough. Just
yeah, straight up,
exactly.
and like
It's
it was like
exactly-
super valuable too, and it was like that's actually like a good perspective.
Have you guys heard that song, "Diamond in the Rough"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's from Aladdin.
No.
Just
Oh
kidding.
my.
No, not like because there's like a Rihanna one, right?
Yeah.
But there's one that came out like more recently from a TikTok guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should look it up.
To it. Yeah. To look it
It
up.
was really funny though. And then we also got a new subscriber from it too. Hopefully you're watching this. Shout out you, man.
That guy that we're talking about right now, he's subscribed.
Yeah,
we got
he did.
another one. I
The
think
black
it was-
screen guy
Yeah,
subscribe?
black
Yeah.
screen guy, yeah.
Okay. I
And we
see.
told him to like comment to help our algorithm, and he's like, "I got you, boys." And we're
Got
like,
you.
"All right."
It's like, sheesh.
Yeah.
He's like, "Why you got mics?" He's like, "Well, got a podcast.
Yeah.
Drop the link.
And then he's like halfway through, he's like, "You guys aren't recording, right? Because I'm saying some really messed up
Yeah.
stuff." And we're like, "No, we're not. We're
He's
not."
like, and then like
We're not, but we should be.
halfway
Yeah.
through when we mentioned we had a podcast, he's like, "Dude, I would do a podcast. The problem is I would get canceled, so I can't."
Yeah.
Black screen. Keep it black screen. You can't get
Yeah.
canceled.
Exactly. Yeah. There's still like YouTubers out there. That
I can't believe you had me wearing a ski mask.
Dude, that wasn't my idea. That was Adam's idea.
That was Adam's idea?
Yeah, and then I was like, dude, I can totally make him do that. No problem.
You know I would do it.
Yeah.
I would never want to mess up your podcast
Yeah, of course.
tradition.
I know. Yeah, I know. I was like, Blake's too nice. If I just tell him that
I didn't even question it, dude. I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, it
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
because you're like a nice dude too. So I was like, oh yeah, like you don't want them to like expose themselves,
I
like
was
whatever.
Because I pitched it pretty well. I was like, yeah. I mean, like we make all of our guests wear ski masks just to kind of protect their own identity.
And I even questioned it
Yeah, you did.
immediately.
You did.
I was like, are you sure? Like, do I have to?
Yeah, and I was like, no. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but like that's just what we do.
And I didn't want to be the guy that like broke the tradition.
Yeah. And now you know.
But you just played me, and I was in a dude.
by wearing a ski mask.
Like the podcast doesn't even like speak truth to it because like I was wearing that like for like half an hour before we started
Yeah, you were.
recording.
Definitely, yeah.
Dude,
I was in that shit for so long.
You showed up at 6. We started recording at 6:50, and I think you were sitting on this couch at like 6:25
With that thing on.
With that thing on. Yeah.
It was half an hour for real.
Dude, that was so funny.
Maybe we
No,
should-
because it was a half an hour by the time we started recording, and
Yeah.
then it was probably another 20 minutes into the recording.
maybe Blake just started a tradition. Maybe we just make
That's how we
all of
trick
our
people?
guests, and we're like, "Dude,
Yeah.
why are you wearing a ski mask?"
Dude,
You like
forget that.
gaslight all of your guests into
Yes.
like wearing the ski mask and then like fucking with them on like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to be smart about it and do it with the people that like we know don't watch it.
Dude,
You know,
Josh is a perfect.
Josh is perfect.
Is that why you asked if I'd watched it?
No, I
Because
well,
you immediately after that is when you told me the ski mask thing.
Oh yeah, that probably was. It probably was.
You were like,
my
"Oh,
first
have you
look.
ever watched it?" I was like, "Oh no, like."
And then I was
Like I never seen.
bingo.
He's like, "Oh, perfect. That makes it great." And then it's like, "By the way, we wear ski masks." Like, what? Just me?
Dude, you got bamboozled.
And the fact that we had like multiple of them, you were probably like, "Oh,
What?
we
It's
have
like
multiple
it-
colors."
Yeah, it literally was like you've got a selection. Like you like. It seems like a thing you do. Like maybe they get
Yeah.
two guests sometimes
pretty-
and they both wear them.
Yeah, you do gotta be. I am a very good liar, but I don't
Yeah.
lie a lot.
See, I feel that.
Yeah, you can do
I
now.
feel that. Yeah.
Do now, but yeah, I do apologize for that.
No, I don't mind. That's kind of funny.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
You gotta open up the podcast with something that keeps people engaged. So, yeah, that's the real reason.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, I really appreciated talking to you, Blake.
Absolutely.
Time to wrap it up,
Yeah.
boys. Are you
Yeah.
gonna like tell us when you?
You have any questions for us before we wrap
yeah,
it up?
yeah. Do you want
Any questions?
Yeah.
Put us on blast for anything?
Put you guys on blast for anything? I don't feel like I have anything
I mean, we're
to ask you
pretty
boys.
much open. Well, I'm a pretty open book. Ryan's pretty much an open book.
Do you have anything that comes to mind if I were to like
Well, I've told pretty much every story, so it's like
that like on the podcast already?
No, ask away.
not really. Like, yeah, I mean,
Ask away.
if you can think of something.
It's, no, well, I'm thinking is like if you were thinking in your head like, damn, he's gonna put me on blast for this.
Yeah, I don't
It's
really.
like what would that be?
I don't have anything that.
No, we just like it when like the guests like we give them an opportunity to clap back because we drop some heavy questions. You know.
Yeah. So
Neither of you been raped.
nah.
Been what? Been what?
Raped.
Oh
No, our word.
no.
Yeah, right. I was trying not to like.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Nah,
No.
haven't. Yeah. Can't say that I have.
I mean, I'm not Catholic, so I think I dodged a big
true.
bullet.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, no altar boy shit then.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I've heard good things about that actually. I was Catholic.
The worst thing is that we can't say anything about it because we haven't been through it. So you can say whatever you want.
I've heard good things about it actually. I honestly
Specifically in like the Catholic Church, obviously.
Dude, my brain for about 5 seconds was like, how do I respond to this? How do I respond to this?
Like those confession booths, like they might kind of go hard sometimes. They got like the footstool, sometimes an
Yeah.
arm handle. Like, you never really know it.
Yeah.
They say I'm nice.
Yeah, that's true. It might be a nice dig. They might got a candle in there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
smells good, like vanilla. You ever put some vanilla extract in the oven and turn it on and let it like bake for a little bit? It's like, woo! It's like
Ooh.
doughboy in here, boys. It's Pillsbury.
Yep.
That's a good trick. I like that's where my brain decided to go, is just go with it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your stories. Like, just as much as we get stuff out of it, like maybe someone else will get something out of it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll see you before too long.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
what?
I'm down.
Yeah.
I mean,
We got time.
I'm
We've been
pretty
talking
sure-
about like half the time. It was like, us making plans in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
We keep talking
they'll
about it,
come
but,
through.
What time are you guys coming over?
I
Like
don't know.
5-ish, but I'll probably be there till probably like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And that's it?
Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna be cracking beers on the couch. Maybe not.
Word.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm kind of on a cut.
Yeah.
I weighed a lot less today. Weird. Anyways,
Thanks for watching.
listeners. Thank you for watching.
That's another I Mind podcast
Yeah.
right there.
Like the episodes.
Great guest,
Subscribe.
Blake.
Hit that notification bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on TikTok.
Hey, yo.
Like the videos. Like the photos.
Drop some comments. We need help on the algorithm big
Please.
time right now.
Please help us.
Yep.
Begging section.
Anyway, well, this has been our guest, Blake.
Spotify.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Go on to Spotify. Appreciate you. Love you, brother.
I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good episode.
Yeah, very good.
All right.
I appreciate
You
it.
would Go cover the camera, Ryan. It's been I Mind. You know what it is. All right. Goodbye.